I have the survivor, PTSD, codependency, journal entry, the 1st of the 3rd, 15, part 2. But once my calf tore, and probably due to the intense stress of being made homeless, the days I didn't get to eat, I was then put on ESA. I had no sooner healed that tear after about 3 months and was slowly training to get back to footy. I had just got back to footy and to all my footy friends, and the benefits then started their campaign to continuously sanction my benefits. And I became so depressed and started to trigger that I lost all interest and needed to avoid the pursuits that previously gave me such pleasure, which is also a symptom of PTSD. It then became impossible to even go outside due to the severe panic attacks, hyper-arousal and extreme anxiety, let alone take a run along the seafront. Yes, I am extremely resentful towards what I've been put through, especially when it could have been avoided. Had my human rights been observed, if my mental health rights had also been observed, and if my desperate notifications to my GP, the benefit medical assessment team and counsellor had been acknowledged and supported, and if my counselling had remained regardless of my counsellor's 2-month sickness, I would have been able to at least partially manage what I was experiencing as I had before. So yes, I am livid with every second that I contemplate all of this. My mental and physical health doesn't even resemble a blurred particle of who I was. The buff, worked out tone of my physical appearance, the intensely high physical fitness and ability that I had even as the oldest member of the team, and this regularly put lazy youngsters in their place with that fitness, even in my ripe old age of 44. And the prognosis that I could even conceive of getting that fitness back is probably as slim as a terminally ill person. So yes, unequivocally yes, I am fucking angry. That was a clear hyper-arousal, bit hyper-vigilant day. There's a lot of critical observations I notice in there as I look, now that I'm reading this back from that period. I can remember how I feel. I still feel really angry and resentful about how 3 independent services, connecting services, couldn't all get their heads together at the same time and just seemed to disappear when I needed them the most. Who knows? Hindsight's a wonderful thing, and I do think about this a lot, and I wonder, would I still be struggling on, blindly unconscious, unaware of what is actually happening to me as I was before? You know, would I just be putting this all down to it's me? Do you know what I mean? That must have been me. All my life I've had these symptoms. They have totally distracted me from accomplishing the things I possibly could have accomplished. Yet, when I needed the services to be connected, the counselling services, along with the GP services, along with the benefit services, it all just dissolved. All at the same time, and I was left in a heap, wondering what the hell is happening to me. So yeah, I was pretty resentful back then, and the tone of what I write, how critical I am, brutally honest with how I'm feeling right at that moment. Looking back is much easier with the knowledge that I now have. The greater understanding of what it is, I'm going through. I've given that to myself by researching, by going on YouTube researching. Great people, can't shout their names enough. There's 3 main people I researched that slowly led, it's like a little hand slipped into mine and, guided me to many realisations that have now put me on the path to what I actually can call a hope for recovery. I am still hoping that this journal entry stuff is helping. You may not want to hear what I wrote each day. It's not just a completely giving thing, it's as good for me as it is for you. Or for the people that may need it, should I say. You might stumble upon it and think, my God, this is how I am, this is what I'm experiencing. It just might shed a little light, slip that little hand into their hand. Keep writing your journals. If you're not doing one, start one. Record everything you think, feel, experience. Be as open as you can, honest as you can. Obviously, some things have been slightly censored. I can't sort of name names, and I can't point fingers in complete directions of anybody, because at the end of the day, that was just how I was feeling at the time. It's important to remember that. When you're feeling alone, isolated, resentful, even good things, relief. It's hard to point and name names. It's not necessary. There were areas that made me feel that way. It needs air, but it doesn't need singling out of anybody or anything in particular. The current mental health system does need to be highlighted. And when I say mental health system, I mean those connecting services. I mean GP services, counselling services and benefit services. Because when you're debilitated with something like PTSD, my love of work and working is just a distant dream, mate. Serious as that now, I'm debilitated that much. But it's a goal now. You turn that negative to a positive. Keep writing your journals. Be open, honest. And I hope this is helping you, wherever you may be. Take care.